You just put in your mouth guard. That usually means we're not gonna, you know.
Oh. How lucky can one guy be? We can still fool around.
Really?
Let me just get my head around it.
Honey, it's fine.
I mean, just
Yeah.
I kind of think of Date Night as the movie that's about what happens once the kids are in bed, or once we leave the kids behind, because I've certainly done a fair bit with the kids. I wanted to really make a movie about the things that are on my mind as someone who's married and has kids, and so I wanted the movie to be funny and I wanted it to have action, but I wanted it to feel very grounded and relatable and real. And Steve and Tina, in addition to having two of the sharpest comedic minds around today, I just find them always realistic and grounded. They're funny, but not at the expense of naturalism. And that was a combination I thought worked well for this movie.
It was a luxury to have a script come in that's in really good shape, that you just get to be an actor for was a delight. And especially Shawn was very inclusive of Steve and myself, because Steve's a writer too, in all the drafts. And so we had input the whole time, but didn't have to do the actual labor.
Having spent at least 6-7 months going through drafts of the screenplay, sharing it with Steve and Tina, getting their input, we started filming with a script that all of us had contributed our voices and our stories to. And pretty much the way we made the movie was we do 3 or 4 takes as scripted, and then I generally say, does anyone have anything new, anything on their mind? And generally they did. And so we would do a few additional takes, pretty much every scene. And I think that there's no scene in the finished movie that you all saw that doesn't have some improv. And it's just a matter of, I think that's, no one ever got a great comedy from being rigid and tight. So it was a very fluid set, very collaborative process, and it just forced me to go through all the versions and cherry pick the funniest bits, and a lot of them are in the movie.
The scene that made me laugh the most as we shot was a scene with Taste and Whippet with
James and Mila.
James and Mila. That, I mean, when someone turns to you and says, "Zip your vagina," that, I mean,
just improvised.
Which is an improvised line, and you just have to go with it. That is a great gift to give another improviser to say something like that. So that was a lot of fun, and they were both extremely adept at coming up with new and different things.
That scene was like a clinic on the benefits of improv, because it was always scripted that Steve would say, "Zip your face," but none of us expected James to respond the way he did, and it kind of triggered an entire day and a half of a scene that became very, very like doubles tennis, where you have 4 people just batting around new ideas, and much of that scene is the result of improv.
And then I got to say it to
Ray
Liotta.
Yeah.
And
I got to talk
which
about
has always been a dream of mine in a movie.
Did you really think you could steal from Joe Miletto?
This is just a big misunderstanding. We are Phil and Claire Foster. Hey, God! No, he turned it sideways. Kill shot! That's a kill shot!
We had met each other on several occasions, but we definitely did not know each other well.
Yeah, and this is the first time we worked together, and now we are nemesis.
When we first started working together, we had a dinner, or at least this is my memory of it. I don't know if this actually happened, but I remember sitting around, and we had an early draft of the script, and we were just saying, oh, wouldn't it be cool to get someone like Wahlberg to play Holbrook, or someone like James Franco to play Taste? And it was kind of pipe dream ruminations. And I just decided, and it's something I started doing on those museum movies, where you just call the person and take the shot, because maybe they're going to say no, but sometimes they say yes. And on this movie, we got very lucky because they almost all said yes. And I credit in large measure the fact that pretty much everyone else who acted in the movie is a huge fan of Tina and Steve's, and talent wants to work with talent. So we got very lucky, and they're so bolstered. I love that around every corner is a surprise for the Fosters, but also a surprise for us as an audience with the casting.
I think I know someone who can help.
Can't believe out of hundreds of clients, you remember this one guy.
Well, I've always been good with names and faces.
Claire Foster. Hey, man.
My appreciation...
I'm going to think about my side of the question while Tina answers.
My appreciation for Mark's physical attributes is more of a scientific one. It is empirically superior. I think, people say it was hard for Steve. It was hard for me because Mark's chest is prettier than my face. And so that's like something like hard to deal with. It's probably easier for you.
No, I wouldn't say that. I will say that he had a great sense of humor about sort of poking fun at his own image. And was I intimidated? Why, no, of course not. That's I don't want to look. I don't want to be attractive. That's not. It's nothing I strive to look like or be. So yes, in fact, I was. Something that I thought he did so well in this, and he's known for being a dramatic actor specifically, was that he didn't try to be funny, and I think that was key because the character didn't need to be funny. He was funny because he took himself seriously, took the situation seriously, and did not put on a shirt. But he never commented on it as a character, and I think that's a real credit to him as an actor, that he understood that that's what was funny, and yet he never pointed to it. And it's nice to find dramatic actors, because I think some dramatic actors feel pigeonholed and want to bust out and do a comedy and do something funny. But the inclination at times, I think, is to try to be funny as opposed to
funny, yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to just play the character and be assured that the comedy will follow suit. It's in my contract that there has to be some sort of crash in every movie I appear in. It's fun, and that vehicle is extremely fun. The A8, I think.
The R8.
The R8. Yeah, that was a pleasure to smash into another car.
Yeah, you do your own stunts?
Oh, all of them, yes, except the ones that are dangerous. We've spoken of this too. The most dangerous stunt that we had to do was when the kids jump on us in the beginning of the movie, because little kids, as you know, are wild cards. And
they're not precise.
They are not at all, and they have extremely sharp elbows and knees, and so we were bruised more from that scene than anything else.
We are going to die!
I don't want the kids to live with your mother! She's awful!
I have always been a big Cyndi Lauper fan. I remember a time when people were choosing sides between Madonna and Cyndi Lauper, and I was a Cyndi Lauper guy, I have to say. And I still am.
Were there other alternative lines?
I think there were, but I don't remember. That was the most pure, and that was the most. That one came from the heart.
My wife and I are on a date. We were hoping to get here earlier, actually get a table.
You didn't quite make it, did you?
We'll be standing over there.
Okay, I've already forgotten about you.
All right.
Some of our best, my wife and I, our best date nights involve staying in, ordering a pizza and watching TV. Because sometimes you're just so exhausted from everything that has transpired that week that the last thing you want to do is go out and have dinner or talk. But I think it's important to you and your husband use the term rallying, yeah, to gain the strength and the wherewithal and the energy to go out and do it. And I never regret it. Going out and actually experiencing some private time with my wife is nice because I like her.
They had no idea who they were dealing with.
Well, this is good. I had a gentleman in college during a date tell me that I could be really pretty if I lost some weight. On a date.
And I, on a date, once told a girl she'd be really pretty if she lost some weight. On a date, I said that. I went on a triple date with two of my older brothers to a Jethro Tull concert. And I think the rest speaks for itself. It did not work out well and ended with a handshake.
Phil, Claire, this is Natanya.
You two make sex with us?
No, thank you. Thank you, no.
It was very nice of her to ask us to have sex.